So here's a bike. One of the clients brought it up. They said there's no battery. They bought it off an auction. It's a demo model, the one on the floor. So he got it, I guess, very cheaply from the auction. But there's no battery. So it's a 48-volt version, and I think it's called Gimnot, D1 Gimnot, whatever. Doesn't matter. So here are the terminals for the battery. The bottom one are positive. It is actually marked, and the top one is negative. Here's the lock thing. So what he suggested, so just because it's supposed to have like a proper like case or the same frame on the top with the battery, which of course we cannot build. And he doesn't care much, so he said just put a battery on and then he'll wrap it up with something. So I don't have to worry about how it will look, because he's gonna wrap it up, and he's thinking putting a charging port where the lock is. So that can be easily done, because I do have 48-volt batteries. These electric batteries I have, which I've been selling it for a while. So they are 48 volts. So all I did for now is this one was the top, so I removed it with the screws, and inside there are these wires came out. So this one, so here's the lock. So the lock was here on this, and it was connected with these wires, right? So all you do is so this plug goes into to there. Oh, sorry, my bad. So into there, and then this lock, when you if you have the key, which I don't, it just connects the both wires together. So all I did, remove the lock, put the wires together, taped it up, and then once I plug it in, the battery is alive, and it always stays alive after that, as long as this plug is plugged in. So the best way to check, so this is a negative, so also, so here was the terminals with this one here with two screws. I removed the screws. These ones were not used, and these ones came out. So this one for negative, this one for positive, and another wire going towards the charging port. And this charging from the negative is coming from the BMS, and then it gets charged from here. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna plug this in to make this battery alive, or actually I'm gonna do it later. I'm gonna plug this this terminal and this terminal to the bike, and then I'm gonna plug this in. And then I'm gonna turn it on, see if it, everything works. Because if that doesn't work, I'm not gonna do the rest of the labor for nothing. So here's the negative. So negative goes on top. So all you gotta do is just push it in, and it stays in. This is of course not the final way of securing it. I'm just testing it. So this is positive. Positive goes here. Okay, you stay away. So it's not going to turn on now because I still need to plug this in. So let's do that with my right hand. So this one is at the bottom. So once I plug, and you just hear a little click. So now the battery is active, is giving power. Okay, and I guess you turn it on from here. There you go, so the light turned on. The display turned on. Okay, so that proves at least it works, right? So now, I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to remove this plug, so it's make the battery dead again. And now, I'm going to think of how we're going to secure it. Because if I just plug this in, I can also put a glue on, like a very hard glue on it, and then it will stay secure. Or another way, which I did it before on another bike, not this kind of bike, another bike, was I removed this panel, and there was a XT6. Oh, sorry, I removed this panel, and there was a XT60 connector at the bottom, That was easy. So I just plugged it in with XC60 connector. So let me just unplug this and see if there is any connector inside. If not, then we'll just have to secure it with this and put a bunch of glue or, you know, some kind of caulking to make it secure, not to come out when the bike is being ridden and a bunch of vibrations. Okay, let's see. Okay, so as suspected, it's the same thing. So here's I just removed 2 screws, and the whole thing, the battery thing, also another battery, is connected with XT60. So all I gotta do is just put this onto the battery, and then we can just plug it in directly. That's just a little bit of soldering doing, and everything is good. We may be able to utilize this clip as well. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that's the easy way, right? So that's 660, much easier than those terminals. Okay, let's solder it. So I removed the casing. So what I did, I just removed these 4 screws, and then I removed this. So this one was like wired up like this, right? So I removed the solder, and I made a little bit of a hole with the solder iron, and then just making the wire come out. And that's where I'm going to put XC60 connector, even though there's one here, but it's going inside the casing. I'm going to put another XC60 connector that will connect with the battery, so it'll be removable. So if I had put this one directly to the battery would not have been removable, you know, after it was done. So I could have done that, but you know, it's just easier for the clients if they want to ever move the battery here and there. So I'm just going to put XT60 connector now on this, which is right here. And then this one, these 2 wires will go to the battery, main positive and negative. So that's what I'm doing, soldering. Okay, so I've soldered everything. So I just need to put the screws back in but here's the XT60 for coming from let's say the bike, going towards the battery, and these are soldered. So for the charging port, I'm gonna utilize this original, even though it's short. It's not gonna go all the way across and then going to there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna give client the plug that goes from here, and then he can take it wherever he likes. And then on the other side would be like this. So let's put it up on the bike and see if it works. So that's how it looks for now. It is coming out of the original frame a little bit. I don't know, like 1.5 inches. But and I did not end up using this because it was just pushing the battery up, and then this one was protruding a little bit too much for my liking because the battery weight was coming on top, and I was afraid that was gonna break the connection from the XC60 connector because it was just pushing too much. So I removed this because it was just an extension. There is nothing else. So I just put the battery XC60 directly to the body or to the controller. So that's how it's looking. The charging port is behind this because there's a big bulge at the back, so we can bring it from the top. Client wants to do whatever he wants to do, he'll do it on his own, but that's how it's looking for now. So I'm gonna check it with the client if he wants it this way, because that's all I got. So the client says no, just leave it as is, and he doesn't even want the charging port up on top because he's like, he'll have to remove the lock and all the mechanism. So he said just so what we did, we ended up putting up here. So somehow he's going to secure it at the wrap somehow to frame it. To secure it with the frame, and the charging port will stay like he'll somehow secure it like here. It's coming off the frame anyway. So he says that this is a okay spot for him, and so he can just put a charging from here. So he doesn't have to drill a hole anywhere on the frame. So he will just he just wanted me to just leave it as is. So the weight is not coming off on this. So we'll just push it down as much as possible, and still secure the charging port. So that's how you utilize any 48-volt battery from another bike to another bike. As long as 48 volts lithium, then most likely, yeah, you can always hardwire it to make it work. So I'm just gonna leave this. I'm just gonna actually put a tape on it so the battery doesn't go here and there when I'm delivering it. But that's how the client wants it, and that's how you guys can do the hardwiring as well, if you want to, if you're comfortable enough to play around. So the only thing is you always have to make sure the polarity is correct. As on the DC side, polarity matters a lot. Not much on the AC side, but on the DC, yeah, polarity is gonna ruin your bike if you do it opposite way. So that's how it is. So until the next video, please subscribe.